Today I'm going to start with the pricing procedure. Pricing procedure definition is nothing but a to determine the price of and calculating in the purchase order with respect to material, company code and all. And there are we can maintain the pricing procedure with respect to gross price, discounts, surcharges, taxes and freight cost. These are the conditions we can maintain the pricing procedure. And coming to pricing procedure steps, in SPRO IMG, we need to go for the conditions. In conditions level, we can maintain the pricing procedure. Here are the first step is define condition table. Condition table can be defined by 501 to 999 customizing. Before that, 1 to 500, it is like predefined condition table by the SAP. We can use that also, or else we can create our customizing own condition table. After creating condition table, we need to define the axis sequence. In axis sequence, we need to select the elements like company code and purchasing group. These are all the elements it is required to maintain the condition table. We need to select and save in our axis table, axis sequence. Once it is completed, next we need to define the condition type. In condition type, we can see so many condition types, like for gross price it is PB00, for freight charges it is like FRB1, and the discount RA01. Like that we can see so many condition type. In this way, we are going to copy PB00 to our own customizing alphanumeric T code like NU00. Like that we can create. Once it is created, we need to define the calculation schema. Calculation schema will be copied from RM0000. In this way, we can create our own alphanumeric T code like NU0000. In this way, calculation schema will be defined. Calculation schema is also called as pricing procedure. Afterwards, we need to define the schema group. In schema group, we are going to define our own customizing number and the alphabetic series. In this way, this is going to display in the vendor master level schema group. Afterwards, we have defined all the things we need to assign it, right? In that way, we are going to assign in calculation schema standard purchase orders. Here we are going to assign all the things as well, and we need to maintain the records in MEK1. In MEK1, we are going to, with respect to like company code and purchase organization, plant, and these are all we can maintain, and the gross price also we can maintain. In this way we can maintain. After that, if we create the purchase order in testing, in the condition tab we can see the our own customizing pricing procedure will be displaying. This is the brief pricing procedure. After that, we are going to for the agreements. What is agreement means? Agreement is nothing but a long-term relationship between the supplier and buyer in a delivery terms and validity periods and conditions. These are all included. In agreements, we can see two types. One is outline agreement, another one is scheduling agreement. In outline agreement, we can also say that umbrella agreement and multiple transaction is going to take care. And in outline agreement, we can see two types. One is quantity contract, another one is value contract. In quantity contract, with respect to quantity, we are going to create in an year, we are going to procure a certain quantity will be mentioned in the quantity contract. Value contract is nothing but we are procuring materials with respect to value, that will be measured in values. This is called as value contract. In scheduling agreement is nothing but we are going to specify the delivery dates and quantities in a time frame. This is called as scheduling agreement. To create scheduling agreement, this is the T code: ME31K and ME32K for edit, ME33K for display, ME35K is for release the contract. We can, for reporting purpose, we can see EKKO and EKPO for reporting purpose for the contracts. Next, we are going for the special procurement. Special procurement is nothing but it is a type of procurement which is used to procure the materials into the organization in different ways. One is consignment, another one is subcontracting, another one is stock transfer, third party processing, returnable transport packaging, and pipeline handling. What is consignment means? Consignment is nothing but the stocks or material which is stored in the in our storage location, but legally the owner is supplier will be the owner legally, and once we utilize the material, then we are going to pay the vendors. This is called as consignment. What is subcontracting means? Subcontracting means we are going to give our semi-finished goods to the suppliers. They are going to give to other suppliers for the finished product. In that way, they are going to supply directly to our warehouses. This is called as subcontracting. What is returnable transport packaging means? It is a goods that is delivered. After delivering the material, we are going to return the packaging material. In this way, returnable transport packaging will be defined. And pipeline handling means the material which is comes in the pipeline, continuous flow of material into our organization. Once we utilize the material, then we are going to pay it to the vendor. This is called as pipeline material. For pipeline material, example is electricity, water, and gas. These are all the main examples of pipeline. For consignment, we can see like tires and continuously utilizing materials in the organization. These are all the example for consignment and pipeline.
Hi everyone, this is Sushma, and today my presentation is on the topic outline agreements. So let us see what are the contents that we are going to learn now. Firstly, we are going to see the definition and the purpose. Then how does it look like, structure of outline agreement. Then the types of outline agreements. There are two types. One is contract and another one is scheduling agreements. Under that, we are going to see what are the prerequisites, T codes and tables, steps to create contracts and then scheduling agreements. Then we are going to see difference between contracts and then scheduling agreements, then followed by types of scheduling agreement releases, then advantages of outline agreements, then how to fetch the table level data, then reporting T codes with their usage and scenarios. So let us see what is outline agreement. So it is also called a blanket or umbrella purchase order. So it is a long-time purchasing agreement with a vendor containing terms and conditions regarding the material that is to be supplied by the vendor for a specific period of time. So when we require frequent materials, it is very useful. Then there will be consistent supply of materials, which in turns increases customer retention and also reduce negotiation cycles. So first we are going to determine the requirements, MRP or purchase requisition, then continued with contract by selecting the vendor, then purchase order processing, then goods receipt, and then followed by invoice verification, then payment processing. So how does it look like? It is structured into two. One is document header and another one is items. In document header, we are going to see the general information, terms and conditions. And in the item level, it consists of details regarding the materials like pricing, validity, conditions, then delivery schedules. So under the outline agreements, there are two types. One is contract and another one is scheduling agreements. So what are contracts? So it is a long time agreement between a vendor and an ordering party over a predefined material or service over a certain framework of time. So when we are in requirement of materials, we need to create purchase order relating to the contract. So when it will end? It will end when the agreed quantity is delivered or the validity period of the contract lapses. One more. Under the contracts, there are two types. One is quantity contracts and another one is value contract. As itself the name suggests, quantity contract is the value is specified in terms of the total quantity of materials to be supplied by the vendor. So the document type here we will use is MK. and the value contract. It is the value is specified in terms of the total amount to be paid for the material to the vendor, and here the document type used is WK. So next, what are the prerequisites to create contract? Here we require purchase organization, purchase group, plan, storage location, then of course material and vendor to create the contract. So what are the T codes and tables that we are going to use while creating is ME31K for create, ME32K to edit, ME33K to display, ME34K for maintain contract supplement, then ME35K to release, and these are the tables EKKO and EKPO for header data and item level data. So other than this, we can create this by using SPRO path. So here are the steps: SPRO path, logistics, and then followed by materials management, then followed by purchasing, outline agreement, and then contract, create contract, or we can use, as we seen, T code ME31K. Then next, we are going to give the vendor information like regarding the contract, vendor, purchasing organization, group, and plan, then followed by all the necessary details required for about the material, like agreement validity, start date, end date, payment terms, then target quantity, then followed by the step by releasing contract using T code ME35K, then creating purchase order, then release the purchase order, then followed by posting goods receipt, and then invoice receipt. So the second one is scheduling agreements. What is scheduling agreements? It is a long time agreement between the vendor and the ordering party on a predefined material or services which are procured on predetermined dates, and it does not need any purchase order each time. So under the scheduling agreements, there are two kinds. One is LP without release and another one is LPA with release. In LP without release, if we are using scheduling agreements without release documentation, then it is generated directly. If we choose to work with document type LP without release documentation, then no release for scheduling agreement is required. Like in simple terms, LP without release is like no approval by any level. LPA with release, if we are using scheduling agreements with release documentation, we must generate scheduling agreement releases. If we choose to work with document type LPA, then all the scheduling lines are stored into the system and they are not transmitted to the vendor, they will be just saved. Like here, LPA with release is we need approval by the specified level to process further. Then here also prerequisites are like purchase organization, purchase group, plant, storage location, material, and then vendor. So here are the T codes and tables for creation of scheduling agreements. ME31L to create, 32L to edit, 33L to display, then 35L to release, and 38 to create delivery schedule. Then EKKO and EKPO for header data and then item level data. So here all are the steps to create scheduling agreement. Here also we are going to use SPRO path, or we can use, as we seen, ME31L T code. So here also providing the vendor details like type of contract, purchasing organization, and all the prerequisites, then filling all the necessary details such as agreement validity, start date, end date, payment terms, and all, then followed by the fourth step regarding the material number along with what are the quantities that we are going to order, then price, currency, and then material group, and then saving the thing. So here the fifth step is releasing the scheduling agreement using the T code ME35L, and here the step is like create purchase order with reference to that agreement using the T code ME21N, and then we have to give the agreement document number which will fetch the date, which will fetch the price automatically, then followed by releasing purchase order. Then here the main step is maintain scheduling lines for the agreement using the SPRO path, or we can use ME38 T code. Then for scheduling agreement releases, there are two kinds. One is forecast delivery schedule and another one is just-in-time delivery schedule. So first one is for planning purposes like for future, and for just-in-time delivery is like for shorter period of time. So like contract and scheduling agreements both look like the same. So what are the difference is like for contracts, we are doing without predefined delivery dates but with target value and quantity. But in scheduled agreements, an agreement is created with predefined delivery dates and also quantities. In contracts, we do not maintain any schedule lines, but in scheduling agreements, we maintain both quantity and then schedule lines. So a contract requires manual creation of purchase order for each delivery. But here, it is not like that. A schedule agreement can be integrated with MRP to automatically create delivery schedules. So, what are the advantages of outline agreements is it is for reduced procurement efforts. So, they replace numerous individual purchase order, then lower inventory cost by ensuring vendors hold more stock and delivery smaller quantities over time. Company can maintain minimal warehouse inventory. Next, improved vendor relations. They promote long-term stable relationship with suppliers, allowing for better planning. Then enhanced supply chain visibility. Scheduling agreement improve transparency and communication with vendors regarding planned delivery schedules. Favorable pricing and terms. Long-term agreements allow for bulk purchases, which gives company more leverage to negotiate better pricing. Then reduced paperwork. The system streamlines the procurement process by minimizing the need for multiple individual purchasing documents. So, for getting the table level data by using T code SE69, and for table T024E, if we put the input data company code, then we are going to get the purchase organization, purchase group, and vendor as output data. If we use MARC as table, then input data giving purchase group, then we are going to get the material and plant. Then table MARD input data material, we are going to get the output storage location. So, reporting T codes and their usage scenarios for monitoring expiring agreements. Like we are going to know the due dates using ME3L or ME3M to filter agreements which are nearing the end date or due date. Then vendor performance analysis by using ME3L, vendor evaluation reports is possible here. So next, material specific agreements using ME3M to identify agreements which is tied to specific materials. Then organization level analysis using ME3C to generate reports for auditing or strategic planning. Like with the above T codes, we can maintain better control and visibility over outline agreements, which enhances procurement efficiency. So this is it from my end. Thank you.
Hi everyone, good morning. Today I will be presenting some of the topics which are here. What is a pricing procedure, steps involved in pricing procedure, process in SAP for the pricing procedure, and outline agreement and type of outline agreement, and difference between the contract and scheduling agreement, and T codes and tables and prerequisitions. This all the topic I will be covering today. Pricing procedure determines as what the prices to be calculated in pricing document, like which all documents are like purchase requisitions and purchase order. And this pricing procedure can be applied in the condition types like gross price, freight, cash, and cash discounts. These are all the conditions we can make the changes as per our customer required. And pricing procedure is determines all the conditions into one procedure where we can see the net total and the subtotal as well. This is the what the pricing procedure. And there is in pricing procedure there are the two types. One is a time dependent conditions and time independent conditions. Dependent conditions where time dependent means the condition which are applicable based on the time. Here it is not based on the time, and also it is in the info records and contracts where we can maintain the validity period and conditions. Same as here, it will be maintained applied into the PO and remains it is applicable even if condition expired in source. Second, here we can automatically want the price to be in the PO by using PB00. It is an standard type for the gross price. The same which is of non-time independent conditions where PBXS conditions will be using, where FIR process has been not added. PB00 maintained through the conditions records through the different access sequence get data fetched there. Here also the particular condition is mentioned whenever the rate has material in the PO to be mentioned manually. That time we will using the time independent conditions. This is the difference about the time dependent conditions and time independent conditions. These are the T codes which we using in the pricing procedures and tables. Conditions which applicable, which these are all the condition types. PB00 is a gross price, RA01 is a discount, RB00 is WIT, and FRB1 is a freight, SKTO is a cash discount, and MWST is a value added tax, AMIW is a minimum order value. These are all the conditions we can make the pricing procedure can be applicable. discounts. This all the condition type. It is the standard condition types which SAP pre given to us. From there we can be customized as per our client requirement. And these are the T codes which are using in the procedure of pricing. The T codes in the table, like M/03 define the condition types, M/07 define the access sequence, M/06 define condition type, M/08 define calculation schema. These all the T codes we'll be using in the backend for the configurations of pricing procedure. Next, what is the steps involved in pricing procedure? These are the important steps and the T codes that has to be much followed to apply the pricing conditions, pricing procedure in a condition types, like what I previously shown, right? This one, the conditions PB00, if we make to be customized, or we can follow these all steps. Like important step, these are 7. Maintain the condition table M/03 and define access sequence M/07. Define the condition type M/06. Define calculation schema M/08. Define schema group OMFN. Define schema determination OMFO, and maintain conditions record MEK1. These are the 7 steps that are mandatory to be defined, complete the pricing procedure. Here are the into the SAP side, what all the configuration we have been doing in a step. With this all 7 steps I will be explaining here. Like we can use the T code in the SAP easy access by giving M/03. Otherwise we can follow the path like SPRO, SP reference IMG from material management and purchasing conditions. This path will be remain same for all these 7 steps. You can find all the steps in this path itself. In the first step we will be maintaining the condition type. Here what the condition we have to maintain in M/03. Okay, I am taking the conditions like combinations, like company code, purchase organization, and plant and material and vendor. This all the combination what the pricing procedure has to be given. Here maintain the condition table from 501 to 999. There are the standards. From there we can choose any one and create our own condition table and give this combinations. Like in the snaps I have been given the details, like create the conditions. From create condition I have been taken the table as 605, which is available for me. Then I have been taken this combination to be assigned to this table 0605. Company code, purchase organization, plant and vendor, and the material. This combination has to be work on this table, and click on generate, which is shown in the red color, and then save it. Now your table has been saved. Your table number is 605. Next step is define access sequence. By using T code also you can proceed for these steps. Otherwise you can follow the same pathwise as well. Here we will create the access sequence. I have been taken for an example XYZ and have been entering of this T code, or you can follow the steps also. Here I have been taken as a new entry for my access sequence and XYZ, and then I will save that which I created. Next, clicking that line item, I will go to for the access. There I will assign what I created, the table number 605. Automatically the combination will be shown in the description. Okay, next it will be saved. We can save this document in the step 2. Same as a step 3, define condition table. This is all the process we will following in the step 3. And here there is a note, one thing we have to focus in the step 3, like a pricing procedure MR 400. Here we have to look upon, because in the next step we will be customizing this RM00 into our own number, our own details. And the step 4, it will be define calculation schema. We will be taking as a standard RM 400 and making our own customizing calculation schema here. And here we will save the document in the step 4. Here after going for the step 5, we will again go to the step 3, and we will give the in a pricing procedure which we created in the calculation schema. If we double click, and we will change the pricing procedure XYZ. After this process it will go for the 5th step, where we can see the two vendor and purchase organization new entries. There will be creating and assigning the schema group and purchase organization. Note for here, we have to go to SK01. There we can see the schema vendor group, which we created the schema group. We will assign and save that vendor so that this schema can be applicable for that vendor, this pricing procedure. Then the sixth step will be and define the schema determination by using the code OMS F0. We will be creating all, but here one main thing is we will assign the schema group and schema purchase organization and calculation schema. Then we will save this one. And all this detail from 1 to 6, what all we have been given, that we have to maintain in the conditions record. Same the condition what we given the step 5, this all has been we were giving in the MEK1. So this pricing should be applicable for that condition. Then we will save this document. This 7th step is the last for the pricing procedure. In pricing procedure, there is a one of important notes that I have been faced while doing the process to be completed. After we can be cross check whether it has been applied in our PO like conditions. We will check. So while doing, I got some of the errors because I've been not maintaining the purchasing and purchasing in the vendor master. So I got this error. That mandatory fields that has to be there in the purchasing as well as in vendor. As in a vendor, we have to give the schema vendor group, that is mandatory, and purchasing document should be mandatory in the material. This as a main things that has to be mentioned. Then this pricing procedure can be applicable. This is the end of the pricing procedure. Next will be an outline agreement. Outline agreement is a longer term relationship with the vendor that we require the material on services on regular basis. Then we can be going with them as into an contract side. In a pricing in outline agreement, there are the pricing items and prices and what all conditions we can be giving, and valid period and time, predefined quantities or value, reduce the negotiation cycle, ensure the consistency supply. These are the some of the uses and importance that will be reducing our time for going for the outline agreement. In an outline agreement, there are the two types. These are the contracts and scheduling agreements. Contract, as I told, when we require the material or service for a longer period of the time, then we will be going with the vendor for the contracts for agreed quantity and validity period. This contract can be created in the with help with the reference of purchase requisition as well as RFQ and other contracts as well. Contracts can be defined into the quality contract or value contract. Mainly quality contract can be document type will be MK. As a name itself replicates us like it is a contract depend on the quantity contract. Value same, we will be making the contract into the value side. And these are the requisitions that are important for creating the contract: purchase organizations, purchase group, plant, storage location, material and vendor. This pre-requisition can be similar to applies for the scheduling agreement as well. These are the T codes: ME31K create, ME32K edit, ME33K display, ME34 maintain contract supplement, and ME35K is a release. And table we are using in the contracts like EKKO header data, EKPO is the item data. Scheduling agreement, it is a predefined dates and the time. That is the difference between the contract and scheduling agreement. And here there are the two types: LP without release SA and LP with the release of SA. And these are the T codes: ME31L create, ME32L edit, ME33L display, ME38 delivery schedules, ME35L release contract. The table remains same as the contract as well: EKKO, EKPO. There is a difference between the contract and scheduling agreement. Majorly in a contract, we will be doing the release order on the certain contract quantities which we have been ordering. Here it will be a release order. In scheduling agreement, it will be a delivery schedule. And here GR cannot be posted against the contract. Here we can post the delivery GR, and we don't maintain any schedule lines We will be maintaining the schedule lines into quantity without predefined delivery dates and quantities and value. With predefined dates, we will be maintaining in scheduling agreement. These are the difference between contract and scheduling agreement. Yeah, thank you.